Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Secret of the Zoo, Tampa. There's a number of different Secret of the Zoo series. This is actually a series. It's one season. It's 6 episodes. It's from 2020, so it's fairly recent. It's released in the last year. Probably all this filmed well before any pandemic was known. But yeah, so we visit down in Tampa, Florida, in the Lowry Park. It's a zoo there where they have a number of different animals from around the world, including an Australia exhibit kind of thing with koalas. They have one koala, and they have two koalas because how else would you make another koala? And that's kind of one of the storylines that we get in this. We get to see how they determine whether the koala is pregnant or not, and they know how it's done. They don't know. They're not always watching every single minute. Somehow it happens when they're not looking, and they go, "Oh, well, let's sedate them, take them into the medical room kind of thing, and give it a look." And they find there's a little tiny Joey in there. So yeah, that's one of one of the animal stories that we get to see here. We get to see stingrays. We get to see a Barbassu. Man, Barbasua? Oh man, I don't know. It's like a pig deer. That's what they call it. Its name actually means pig deer, and it looks like a pig, and even has like two sets of tusks. One down below, but then one that actually is on their nose and then points back onto their face, like back into their nose. And we got to take him in to get his tusks trimmed a little bit so they don't go digging into his face. It's not something you necessarily have access to when you're in the wild. So this guy is a little bit lucky to have some people who really care about him and take care of him well, and they love scratching him. These girls that we get to meet that talk about how they care for him. They know eventually he's going to be taken away so he can meet some girl Barbassus and Barbas. I'm saying that wrong. I'm sure I am. It just blanked from my mind the moment I stepped away from the screen, and it doesn't tell me right there, so I'm not going to bother digging further. But it's a pig deer. When you see the pig deer, you know what you're talking about. So you know what I'm talking about. There's tortoises. There is, like I said, did I say stingrays? We get to see how they handle and treat each of these animals, obviously in captivity, and they can see when they're sick. They can see when it might be time to breed, and how sometimes prevent them from breeding because it might get just a little bit too much. The facility is only so large, and when you start having stingrays start breeding, and then you got a big pool full of them, and you can't handle that. So they had to separate the boys from the girls, and keep things under control. So I only watched one episode, by the way. Each of these are about 44 minutes long. Yeah, 44 minutes long. They had the normal commercial breaks as this originally aired on television on National Geographic. So yeah, it's if you're interested in this kind of stuff and animal care, and it's sort of like veterinary kind of practices, but with wild animals in captivity. If this is the kind of thing that you enjoy, you get to share. Then you can really get to share in the passion that these people have for these animals and for their care, and you can see that they get more than a little emotional. It's not a bad thing about their love for these creatures and how much they want them to prosper and survive and live on for generations, whether they're endangered or not. The koalas are not endangered, but still want to make sure that you keep them breeding, because these guys aren't exactly just like crazy horn dogs. They're not always going for it. They're just hanging in trees, eating leaves. They're just only slightly more active than sloths, I think. So yeah, we get to see a number of different animals and their treatment, and I'll have to warn you, not all of the animals make it out alive by this episode. Just one single episode. There's 5 more to go. I'm not going to watch those. I kind of got the point of what that is, but you can watch it. Go ahead if this is your kind of thing. And remember, really, that's all I can really say about this. It's just you get to meet some zookeepers who are passionate about their job, and some beautiful animals and creatures live underwater and up in trees, and there's even macaws that are um, part of their daily. I don't know if they do it daily or if it's every a couple times a day, but these macaws, they fly freely throughout the zoo, and they actually perform a little show in a sense. They fly at head level from spot to spot throughout the zoo at certain times, and so if you're at that zoo, hopefully maybe that zoo is open now. I imagine it's Florida, so no rules. Uh, these people are probably happy to see you. So if you're in that Tampa area and you feel like going to the zoo, you can probably see some pretty amazing things. So uh, that's all I really can say about that. It's a it's a virtual zoo. It would, I think during the pandemic this might have been your way to get out and see some things that you normally wouldn't get to see just by watching Disney Plus. So let's pick tomorrow's episode, which, well, I've already done that. Tomorrow is not a random pick because tomorrow is Friday, and you know what that means. It's the 9th, and it is the release of Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Finally, after more than a year. Yeah, this was originally due out in May of 2020, and yeah, it's now July 9th, well, tomorrow, July 9th, 2021, and we're going to see Black Widow. It's available on Premiere Access for an additional fee on Disney Plus, or you can see it in theaters. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go to the movies. So, yeah, I'm going to go to the movies to see Black Widow. I already have my ticket. So, I'll see you back here tomorrow with my reaction to all of that. And, of course, stay for the credits. I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably something in the credits. I don't know what that is. La la la, don't spoil it. If you've already seen it, I don't like spoilers. So, tomorrow, Black Widow from Marvel on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.